Hello and welcome to creating a split accounting distribution in AZ360. We will be demonstrating this process in one of our test environments, and the screen has been zoomed in for optimal viewing. This demonstration will move rather quickly in order to conserve time. For a more detailed explanation of the various steps being shown, review the Create a GACS Transaction Without a GAE scenario detailed previously. In our current training scenario, an agency has received a request to process a payment with multiple budget lines. Create a GACS transaction with an additional accounting line to split the payment evenly between two locations. We are already logged into the AZ360 application, and the Accounts Payable business role has been selected in the top right of the screen. To get started, we will navigate to the GACS financial transaction page by typing GAX in the global search menu. When the page renders, we will be clicking the Create button and then inputting the necessary elements to generate that new transaction. So we will click Create, Transaction Department. We will enter our department number, ADA is what we're using for training. Check off the auto numbering checkbox and then click Continue. The new GACS transaction has been created. We will go ahead and provide a reason for the GACS. So under the Header tab, General Information section, we will fill out the transaction description. In this case, we will enter Utility Split Expense. We will now navigate to the Vendor tab. We will add a new vendor line by navigating to the tab level Actions section and clicking the plus sign. In the Vendor Customer field, we will click the pick list, and then we will select our vendor customer code using a wildcard asterisk from the available options. The asterisk will help to limit our results. So in the vendor customer field, we will enter IV asterisk 3106, click search, and Tucson Electric Power will be the first result that populates. We know that it's highlighted because the line is blue. Click OK. In the address code field, we will click the pick list as well. And in this case, the correct address has already been selected. Click OK. And then when we click Save, we will see that the legal name has inferred from the vendor customer code, and the address information has inferred from the address code. We will now advance to the Accounting tab. And just like in the Vendor tab area, we will add a new line by clicking the plus symbol. In the Line Amount field, we will be entering the amount of the first split payment. For training purposes, we will be entering 500. We will enter our department number of ADA. We will be using function GSDUT22000, and in this case we are required to enter an object, 7181. Go ahead and validate the document. Notice before validating that Fund Unit and Appropriation Unit are all blank. After clicking Validate, those values populate from the function inference table. Go ahead and click the expand caret on the accounting line and navigate to the COA section. Scroll down until you get to the location field, and we will enter our location number for the first split payment, in this case 0054. Click Save. And then we're actually going to go ahead and collapse the accounting line 1 for display purposes. Because the only COA element that is different for the accounting line 2 is the location field, we will be copying this line by navigating to the row 3-dot menu and then selecting copy. You know that you've copied the line because this one record copy alert populates. Click next to it, which is the paste function, and you'll notice that you now have two accounting lines. The accounting line, the new one, will show as 0 until the transaction is validated, at which point it will update to 2. Notice that all of the information has copied over from the first line is all the same. And again, because we're only updating the location field, that is the only change that we need to make on this second line. Navigate to the COA section like before, locate the location field, and in this case we're going to update it to 0055. Go ahead and validate the document to check for errors. We see that the document has validated successfully. Keep in mind that the location was a COA element that we were able to change because the function does not typically update the location COA element. Other elements such as fund, unit, and appropriation unit all have a hard inference, meaning if we manually typed in a different value and clicked validate, the function would actually override what we typed in and it would default it to these values. So we did want to point that out. And then go ahead and submit the document to your next line approver. And we have completed the process of creating a split accounting distribution in AZ360.